Hi, welcome everyone to PopCultX episode 104, your weekly guide to everything pop culture from a Gen X point of view. From Gabriel and Danny, your two hosts of PopCultX. This week we're talking all things comic books with some of our latest pickups and also a really great interview coming up for you here shortly. So let's go ahead and get into it and let's talk some comics. Danny, did you make it to the local comic book shop this week?
I did a couple times because I'm getting really bad at it. That you've created a monster, Gabe. Yeah. You really have. But no, I picked up the newest edition of Daredevil and the variant cover of it, which was pretty cool because it was done. One of the variants was done by Kevin Eastman of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fame. So it looked really cool. The issue itself, was. I don't know if you've been following along the Daredevil storyline.
I haven't.
Okay, well, he's now married to Elektra, right? He's growing out his full beard. He's going full on, mountain man looking type thing. And he's to defeat the Hand. It's all, there to defeat the Hand. And they now, the Avengers are trying to stop him because he's gone way far above what he normally does, right? So Spider-Man's there to fight him. Black Panther's there. Iron Man. They're all trying to stop him from doing all the ruckus that he's causing but it's really cool. It's really fun. You should read it if you haven't. Also picked up, what else did I pick up? I picked up a cool variant cover of Human Target #9 by, I think it's Francisco Francavalli, I think his name is. The artist, really great artist. A lot of his horror work is pretty cool.
Yeah, and that book is getting a lot of buzz, right? It's pretty popular. It's supposed to be one of the best runs that has been put out this year.
Yeah, Human Target by writer Tom King. Yeah, it's really good. I enjoy it because it has a Booster Gold in it, and it's just like I enjoy the artwork covers really for that. I haven't really read all the storyline yet. Yeah, sorry, Tom.
Great covers.
I'll get back to it. I mean, I had the #9 before, and it looked like a North by Northwest cover, so it was very Alfred Hitchcock looking. But then I saw this one. This was just cool. So you guys have to see the image. Maybe I'll plaster it right here. We'll see. Yeah. What about you? Anything you pick up?
Yeah, I'm playing a bit of a catch up because I got issues 0 through 47 of Invincible.
Oh my goodness. You got some light reading to do there.
So I've got a lot of reading to do. But it's pretty good. I think that it's pretty much required reading right now. The series, obviously, for those that haven't watched it, it became a series on Amazon and had some really great acclaim, really cool. And then obviously this was an Eisner nominated series, so good stuff with that. And then I also finished up the round of Blue Beetle Graduation Day. We last. Was it not last week, but the week before, we got an opportunity to talk to the writer of the series and talk about what's new for Blue Beetle for Jaime. And so I wanted to see how the run would end. And it had a pretty good surprise ending because we now know that DC has announced that it's actually going to be an ongoing series now versus one shot. So I'm pretty excited about that. I really got into it. Blue Beetle is one of my favorite characters. A lot of fun. Obviously, we're going to be seeing the movie fairly soon, coming up, I believe, in August. So I'm going along with all the hype. I can't wait to see where the character goes from here.
Now, there was some controversy. I don't know if I'd call it controversy, but not even pushback. But it was like some people about the movie, not the comic book. Yep. They were mad that it didn't explore, at least in the trailer that was shown, that it didn't explore the El Paso portion where he's from, right? Where Jaime's from, that it just was set in Palmera City, the fictional city. So people were mad, like, I guess people mainly from El Paso that were probably getting mad. They're like, well, we have a great city. Why can't they explore this as his home base? But I was thinking, you know what? All we saw was like a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah.
I'm sure in the movie they're going to mention it at least, or somehow reference.
El Paso really a great city?
Well, I mean, my dad was born there. Is it good? It's a border town.
I don't know. I've never been to El Paso. My mother-in-law is from Texas, not far from, I think, El Paso. So I'm kidding, but I think that a lot of fans, when they see a connection to a character that they have, whether it be their hometown or the city that they are working or live in currently. It's nice to kind of see that in the movies or in the comic book. So we'll see. I mean, the movie hasn't come out yet, so we don't know how much of it's going to show of his hometown and
Right.
before he moves to the big city. So let's keep our fingers crossed before anything really comes out, and hopefully hope for the best, right?
No, that's exactly it. It's like we don't know. We only saw a 2-minute trailer. So, but my dad was born in El Paso.
Oh, really?
My grandma immigrated there to El Paso. So did my grandpa. So I have a connection to it, but I've never been there. So
Yeah. Nice. I did not know that about you.
yeah, it's my dad's a Texan, even though he moved around a lot because his stepfather was a army brat, or he was an army brat, I guess. So
So does he have an accent?
no.
No.
No, he did not pick up any twang or any Southern or Texan accent.
Nice. Well, to go along with the Blue Beetle news, we actually have a really great guest with us this week. So why don't you go ahead and do the honors and let our audience know who we will be interviewing here?
Yes, and you mentioned it earlier. A couple weeks ago, we did interview the writer of Blue Beetle Graduation Day, Josh Trujillo, and we figured let's complete our set. Why not, if you will? So joining us will be for our little talk this week will be Adrian Gutierrez, who's joining us all the way from across the other side of the planet in Spain. So thank you, Adrian, for taking some time I guess it's late night for you when you're joining us, for talking to us today. Thank you.
Oh, hi guys. It's a pleasure to be here. So thanks to you for inviting me. So thank you.
Thank you.
So Adrian, we're here talking, of course, with you today because Blue Beetle Graduation Day, and you're the artist behind Blue Beetle Graduation Day. And so first and foremost, the art is fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
It's very dynamic, very energetic, and it's just wonderful to see. So just first off, get that congrats out of the way.
Thank you.
Yes, there you go. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Adrian. Where did your passion for creating art come from?
Well, my passion for art and creating comics in particular came to me when I was a little boy, maybe when I was 3 or 4 year old.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Spain, there are a Spanish comic book called Mortadelo. I don't know if you're familiar with them. It's a parodic comic of a couple of detectives.
Oh, okay.
It's really funny, and a lot of generations of people in Spain have read that comic books, and they were the first thing that introduced me to this world, and I've been drawing since I remember. So that's where the passion comes. Then I started to know the superhero world, mostly when I was a kid, from the movies at first. But the Batman movies from the 90s,
Nice.
also the television series, the animated series, Spider-Man, all these things. And then I learned that there were comic books about these characters. And that opened the world for me. And that's when I knew I wanted to be one of those artists that have the chance to draw these amazing characters.
Nice.
That's cool. That's really cool. I mean, I used to doodle all the time on notebooks and stuff, but it didn't go anywhere. It just stayed right there in my notebook. So to take your passion and to expand it upon that, and it's just wonderful. Did you go to school for artistry like that, or is it just something you self-taught?
I did it for myself, but I had some watercolor lessons when I was a kid. Really, I really loved the watercolor world and drawing and painting with watercolor. But as far as from the comic book world, it was all by myself.
Oh, wow.
Cool. That's cool.
That's a really a big accomplishment, to be self-taught and make it all the way to be working for one of the big two comic book company.
Thank you.
Is this your first foray into drawing for comic books? Is this your first title that you've worked on?
I did for the American market. I did some little jobs. I made a cover for I don't know if I'm speaking it correctly. Blaze Publishing. There was a French comic that they published in the United States called Kids, and I did like a variant cover for them. Also, I did a little story for a Zenescope book. It was called Cinderella Bloody Christmas back in 2020 or 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the opportunity to work with DC first for the round robin contest that they made in 2021. That's the first chance that I had to draw Blue Beetle. They wanted to make a new Blue Beetle series, so they tried to make it possible with this contest. We made it to the final four, if I'm not mistaken. There was a Green Lantern series, Suicide Squad, Robins, which was the one that won, and Blue Beetle. And then I started working with a company called Interpop. I don't know if you know them.
No.
I worked for them for quite a while, for almost a year. They were making comic books, also a trading card game.
Oh, okay.
And then the chance of doing Blue Beetle again with Andrew Marino, which was the editor that we had on Round Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like the big first appearance of my name,
nice.
you can say.
Yeah. How exciting was that for you to see, like, finally your work in like a DC comic book and something that you've been reading a lot of DC stuff. So what did that feel like?
Oh my God. Like I said, I've been a superhero fan for all my life, Marvel, DC. But if I'm being honest with myself, I always had little more love for DC than from Marvel, because in DC, it's Batman, which is my favorite superhero. So that's where I had some chance in my life. I would really like to do something for DC. And Blue Beetle actually was a character that I enjoyed a lot since he appeared in the Infinite Crisis of Geoff Johns and Phil Jimenez. I love that character. Then the run of Cooley Hamner. It was amazing. I really liked that character in the Young Justice animated series.
Mm.
So it was mind blowing. I remember that it was an early night here in Spain, and I had a message from my agent Pepe Caldelas. I work with him, which is also the agent of such big talents like Jorge Jimenez, Bruno Redondo.
Oh, wow.
Daniel Sampere, big names.
Yeah.
And he told to me, look at your email. And in my email, there was a call for me to work on DC. And I was shocked. Is this happening? Is this real? It was amazing. And I remember, funny thing, because all my life, I thought that if someday I had the chance to work for DC or Marvel, I would cry like a baby at first. It didn't happen, but when I ended my first full issue, I remember sending the last page, and I broke and started to tear like a baby. I couldn't stop, and it was like, I made it.
Yeah.
I made it. I don't know how, but I made it.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Congratulations! I can only imagine what great feeling that was for you. But for us as the audience that got to read the issues, Thank you, because the artwork is amazing in Blue Beetle Graduation Day. Like Danny said, it's so expressive. Some of the facial expressions that you did on Blue Beetle are amazing and really bring to life the characters. So well done. You also have some other great news because just recently DC has announced that you'll be working on the Blue Beetle even further, correct?
Yes. Oh, another big news. Because at first, I think that I can say this without problem, because at first, in the last issue of Graduation Day, spoilers ahead, everybody, there's something in the last panel which says it will continue in Scar of War. At first, we were going to make another miniseries, but in the end, this book has done a great job for the audiences. So DC decided to make an ongoing series and to count with all the team involved in Graduation Day. So it was amazing.
Yeah, that way. When I saw that news break, I was like, wow, that's cool. Because I'd asked Josh, the writer, about that, if it was going to happen. He was kind of tight-lipped on it. So I don't know if he knew and he just couldn't say, or if it was like he didn't know at the time. I don't know. Yeah. But how is that working with your team there for Blue Beetle with Josh and Will Quintana, right? And the letterer, I forgot his name.
Lucas Catoni.
Lucas, and because he does both English and Spanish lettering, which is very unique to the comic book world. So how is it working with the full team there?
It's such a good experience. They are not just big artists in all the things that they do, but they are also some really good persons. And for me are like my family in some ways, because I talk with them every day. So they are important part of me, and for quite a long time now. So it's a nice experience for me, even though it's a professional gig, obviously in a big company. It feels like a group of friends making these cool stories.
That's cool.
We talk about the ideas. We are all very creative, and Andrew, the editor, gave so much freedom to each of us. It's a fantastic experience. I can't say anything bad.
Darn.
It doesn't always happen in these jobs, because, well, each person is different. But in this case in particular, in the big gig of my career until now, it's the closest experience that I had to be working with friends, like maybe I did when I was in high school and I was talking about superheroes with another friends. So they are all very, 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 very good. And
that's cool.
A special kudos to Andrew, because he does a very big job. And Josh, it's so funny. I love working with him and talking with him. He's like a DC Bible. He knows everything. It's amazing. I really like him. And Lucas does an amazing job. We couldn't make the work that we do without him. Will Quintana is such an amazing colorist, and he's so close too. It's a good experience. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, speaking of friends, Blue Beetle, the character Jaime, actually has a group of pretty amazing friends in Graduation Day. It gave you the opportunity to not only draw Superman, Batman, Jessica Cruz. Were you excited to be able to tackle such iconic characters?
Oh my God, that was incredible. That was incredible. I remember that we talked about it when we were doing the round robin. And I remember Josh telling me that if we could make the series that we finally did, the Justice League or some persons of the Justice League would be involved. And I was so nervous thinking about, oh my God, I'm gonna draw these characters actually. and Superman appears really quickly in issue 1. And then I did Batman. That was actually Batman. The page where Batman appears in issue 1 was the first page that I did for the complete issue, because we first did 10 pages for round robin. When we ended that first issue and we had to make the last 12 pages, the Batman page in the Batcave was the first page that I had to do.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so fun. There are some characters that I really like to draw because they are so fun and energetic. For example, the Flash. I love drawing the Flash in issue 5. It was so funny. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, that's right. So Josh wanted me to ask you, why is Black Condor your favorite character to draw?
Oh, my favorite character to draw. The thing with Black Condor is, it's not my favorite character as a character, but it's so funny to draw him, and also for me it's very important because I know that Black Condor is it's very important for Josh. Okay. He always talk about him, and he remembered me sometimes, and he's actually called John Trujillo. So very similar.
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
I really wanted that Black Condor was that I made justice with the character for him.
Gotcha.
Actually, and it's so funny to do the wings, the expressions, how cool he looks. He's like dark, but so funny in some ways. The powers with the wind. Oh, I love working with him.
Yeah. Now, another question, and this is going to be, okay, so I almost brought Josh in here to surprise you to do a little thing, but he couldn't make it due to scheduling conflicts. Oh. But he wanted me to ask you about, and he told me this, and now maybe it's an inside joke from you guys, but he asked me to say, what about the drawing of Jaime's butt?
Oh my God.
So I don't know what that is, but I'm hoping you'll tell us more because that was funny. So.
Oh, that was fun. Okay, the thing is, in issue 4, there's a moment, I don't know if you remember, when they are in the Core Industries building, and Blue Beetle and Fade Away are talking with Dynasties, the Yellow Beetle, who is in prison in that moment. And Brenda and Paco, at the same time, they are doing their thing, and they called Jaime to the phone. The thing is that Jaime is in the suit in that moment.
Okay.
So my choice to represent that moment was that he was having the phone maybe in the leg or close to the butt, like he was wearing pants or something.
Right.
So I did that panel, that perspective, and I realized when I was doing it, it was like, I don't know if this is the correct choice, but it's fun, it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's like an inside joke, we should say, yeah.
That's funny. Just the panel of the butt. Yep. Why not? It's a good choice.
So I'm curious now that we've talked about your work on Blue Beetle. I'm curious about your creative process, just in general. When you're sit down to draw or to work, are you the kind of person that likes to listen to music? Do you like silence? What's your process like?
Oh, I'm always listening music or hearing a podcast or even watching a TV series or whatever. I can't work on silence. I really need something in the back. I usually repeat the same movies that I like. I put them, and maybe sometimes when I know the length of the movies or the scenes, I try to make some panels or a page or whatever in the length of that thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. I really, or music, I really like all kind of music. I'm a big anime fan, so sometimes I'm hearing openings or intros or maybe soundtracks of movies. And recently, I'm hearing a lot of Mexican music, cool, classic cultural music, like songs like La Llorona or Malagueña Salerosa. That things, I don't know why they resonate with me in a way that I really like, and yeah. I'm always having something in the back.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Jaime's character bringing to the Mexican American cultural experience.
I don't know. Actually, I didn't think about it, but could be. I don't know.
Yeah, it's working its way into your work subconsciously.
Yeah. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm really familiar with the Latino world, not just in Mexico. For example, my girlfriend is from Ecuador, so all the Latino world, I feel like very close to them.
Nice. So we're a podcast show about pop culture. So we loved hearing about recommendations for new music, new movies. You mentioned that right now you're kind of listening to some regional Mexican music. Is there any thing that is maybe from your side of the world that's really popular that you could recommend to our listeners? Any music, any films, or any TV shows that you're really kind of attracted to right now that you could share?
From my country, I will have to think about it because recently I've not been seeing anything in particular. Although I remember a Netflix series. I don't know if you can see it in your country. It was called here El Inocente. I think that the translation would be The Innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a person who is accused of a murder that he didn't make. And then there are a lot of things that happen. There are a lot of stories, and they are going to tie together. But actually, recently I've been seeing a lot of things that are from quite some time. Actually, yesterday I was seeing Billy Elliot, the movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't see that movie in my life until yesterday, and well, it's a classic, but it's fantastic, and I really liked it. Also, my girlfriend, who didn't see Game of Thrones, is seeing it now, and sometimes I'm sitting down with her and looking at it, and it's cool. It's fine, but I don't remember seeing a lot of stuff recently. To be honest,
I think for us right now, one of the big stars from your side of the world would be Rosalia. She just played Coachella.
Oh, Rosalia, yeah, she's amazing.
Coachella Music Festival and made a big splash. And so she's very popular. Are you a fan of her music?
Not a big fan, because I don't think it's my kind of music. But there are songs about her which I don't know if I could say their names, but she's so good, and the mix that she does, I really appreciate that, even though maybe I'm not the biggest fan, but she's so good.
Yeah, you can appreciate the talent and the artistry. Yeah, definitely.
As a photographer, one of my inspirations that is Spanish is Pedro Almodovar, his movies, and the visuals that he has in his movies that I've sort of try to absorb and bring out into my own work. You mentioned that you watch a lot of movies and you're working, while you're working on panels. I'm curious, are you excited, even though you're not directly related to the Blue Beetle movie? How exciting is it for you to see that the Blue Beetle will be in real form and you're working on the character as well? I think it's coming out in August here in the United States. Are you excited to see the film?
Oh, I'm so excited! I'm so excited. The main protagonist, I think it's called Cholo Maridueña. I think it's his name.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the representation of it's Jaime. You thinking and it's Jaime. And when I saw the trailer, it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Also, there are big cool things like the Ted Core back ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so excited to see the movie. It reminds me in some ways to Spider-Man, which I think it's a fair comparison, and in a good way.
Yeah.
And so I'm so excited. So excited to see also the family. Feels like it's gonna be a really family-centric movie for all ages, which is funny. Last week I had the chance to do some little classes of comic book for some children.
Oh, nice!
And we saw the trailer together, and it was so lovely to see all these little kids from 5, 6, 7 years to 10, 12 to be so excited to see the movie. I think it's a movie for them in particular.
Yeah, definitely. That's really cool. Do you enjoy teaching? Is that something you do often to help inspire the next generation of artists?
Oh, I would really like to be a good inspiring example. I'm not a good teacher. I'm not a good teacher because I get really, really nervous and I start to talk a lot. And I'm not quite sure that what I'm trying to teach, they are hearing it, or maybe I don't know. I don't think that my I don't know how to say this. I think I'm better, I think, drawing comics than trying to learn how to make them. I think.
Well, I'm sure you inspired them. I mean, they get to see someone who creates artwork, and just being around someone who does the artwork like that is an inspiration right there. So I'm sure you did.
Thank you so much.
So I'm sure that it's pretty top secret, that there's probably not a lot that you can tell us about what's coming up for the future of Blue Beetle. But is there anything that you can let us know about what's coming up for the character or for your work?
I think I can say anything. What I would say is that I'm working on issue 1 right now, and I'm putting all my heart and my soul on it. Actually, I'm having more time for issues than I had on graduation day, which is good because I can spend more time with each page. And I really want it to be the best work of my life. And also, we really want to make, like we tried to do with graduation day. It was the big idea to make something transcendental, something that you will remember of Blue Beetle, not just one more story about the character. Something that defines his mythology, we could say, and that hopefully it will resonate the same way with the audiences.
Absolutely.
I think it has.
Anything more? I'm sorry.
No. We understand. Buddy, I had to take a shot.
Yeah, sure.
Well, Adrian, I know it's late in your side of the world right now, so thank you for taking some time to chat with us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks to you for inviting me. I had a really good time with you, and I would really like to repeat, actually. So if you
Well-
want, once we start with new series, and in September we can make another conversation if you like.
Absolutely.
Um,
We'd love that.
Yeah, I've already talked to you, unbeknownst to you, Josh and I already planned this out for you. So you'll be joining us back in September, coming up in September when the ongoing comes out. Maybe we'll get the whole gang together and do everyone there. I don't know. We'll see what we can do.
Be awesome. That would be awesome.
So, well, everyone out there, make sure you go pick up Blue Beetle Graduation Day. Check out the artwork from Adrian Gutierrez. It is just amazing. And thank you again, Adrian, for your time tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again to Adrian Gutierrez for coming and joining us on the podcast. It was an incredible conversation that we had about his work on Blue Beetle Graduation Day. For all of our listeners and watchers on our YouTube channel, please go out and pick it up. It's a great series, Blue Beetle Graduation Day. You can prepare yourself for the movie that comes out in August, and then the ongoing series that will be coming out very shortly. So once again, thank you. And thank you to our listeners and our subscribers. For those of you that haven't liked or subscribed us, please do so. We appreciate your support. And hit us up on all the social medias. We love to interact with the people that would be willing to share your thoughts and ideas with us. So please do so. And until next time, stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.